started. High def with the proof.
Greasy says.
Ha. Yeah. 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 Make a hater sick like every day, every day. I'm looking for that lick like every day, every day. Yes, I'm back up on my shit like every day, every day. I make these haters sick like every day, every day. Like every day, every day. It's me, Greasy. What up? Episode 19 of season 2. Here we are once again. The beats are flowing. I'm feeling nice, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling gracious. How about you?
Greasy people!
Where you at? 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 Where y'all at? Where y'all at? What y'all doing? Where y'all playing? How you living? All my game devs out there, how you living? You taking care of yourself? Huh? Huh? You getting sucked into useless meetings? Huh? I got a useless meeting. Oh yeah. I'm used to having useless meetings. I get in a lot of meetings. But I have one meeting, this one particular meeting, every week. That is just, I'm like, why are we here? Why are we here? Wait, stop the music for a second. Let Uncle Greasy just tell y'all kids one thing. All right? You coming up in the gaming industry, right? If you're a youth man, woman, they, whatever. You're a youth, you're coming up in the game, you're gonna want to put your best foot forward. I always say, put your best foot forward, come with respect, you know what I mean? Move like cordially with motherfuckers, all right? Don't try to be no flashy, new money motherfucker, because that's just not the move. You want to stay humble, you want to stay interested, you want to stay engaged. But yo, you're going to save so much time and so much energy and so much wasting of your time and energy. Is that right? Did I say that right? It doesn't matter. If there are meetings that you are in, all right, you in a design meeting, you're in a production meeting, you're in an art meeting, you're in an audio meeting, you're in a business meeting. It doesn't fucking matter what kind of meeting it is. If you go to that meeting and there's nothing for you to do there and you find yourself just sitting there, saying nothing, you have nothing to add. It's not like you're trying to be quiet. It's just like you have nothing to add. There is no value that you're adding to this meeting. Leave. Leave. All you have to do is say, hey, you guys think you actually need me here? Because I can go, because I can do other stuff. You don't even have to add the other stuff part. You're just like, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to waste my time. You don't need me, so I'm going to leave. I have to do that shit constantly, all the time. Where I work, when I'm working with people, useless meetings are the biggest time wasters that you could possibly have.
Got these. Run there.
There's another meeting that I have where it's like, it's a weekly meeting. And you know them weekly meetings? Sometimes they're useful. Sometimes they're just kind of like, we all just sitting here waiting for this meeting to be over. Dog, I'm in this meeting that I have to be in with like 12 people. And most of the time it's just one or two people talking to each other about one specific thing that is only applicable to their department. Why the fuck the rest of us sitting here? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we just trying to kill time? Because I could kill time doing some other shit. Anyway, this is Greasy Says. This is Greasy Says. And this is the kind of thing that I talk about on Greasy Says. As a game developer for more than 15 years, 16 years at this point, I've seen a lot. I've done a lot of shit. I've been in a lot of fucking useless meetings. And I'm just here to tell y'all, right, on Greasy Says, what it's like for me as a brown guy in game development and try to help people out by giving them advice like don't fucking stay in meetings that you don't need to be in. All right? Take that one for the youth, yo. For real. We always trying to be more efficient. The least efficient thing is a useless meeting. So just get out of it. If you feel it coming, you get your spidey sense tingling, just get the fuck out. Bounce. They're not gonna miss you. And you know what? They'll think again the next time they invite you to some useless shit, which I like. So you're setting a standard, which just happens to be what we're gonna talk about in this episode. Standards. Standards. We'll come back to it. Let me fuck around in the intro a little bit first. Bring the music back. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Fuck your meeting.
Fuck your meeting.
Anyway, I hope everybody's gearing up for the end of the year. I almost said the end of the world. Kind of feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? But yeah, I hope y'all are gearing up for the end of the year. Don't spend too much money. Don't blow out your fucking budget trying to impress people with gifts and shit. I don't do that. I don't do that. Give motherfuckers money. If you really want to give people a good gift, give them money. What's wrong with that? Buy your best friend some crypto. Yeah, no, don't do that. So I was watching this game. There's a new game coming out called Perceiver. Saw the trailer the other day. That shit was dope. It's kind of like a cross between Lord of the Rings, Mordor. Like that third person behind the back camera, fast sprinting, jumping on motherfuckers, stabbing them in the head. And Ghost of Tsushima, because it feels very like, feels like it's based in ancient China or mystical ancient China. Or an Asian country, you know. Yeah, it looks sick. Look pretty dope. Kind of got a Dark Souls, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice kind of vibes. Look dope. But the big thing about that trailer, it was 80% gameplay. The trailer was like 5 minutes long, and most of it was actual gameplay. Actually fucking up motherfuckers. Actual HUD. Actual sounds from the game and visuals from the game, not juiced up, no CG, no just like, you know, dramatic one-off video asset that cost $1 million to make. Just gameplay. Who would have thought video game trailers being gameplay? That's incredible. Who came up with that? So yeah, shout out to I don't even know how to say this right, but it might be 17 Zay Studios. Is that how you say that? Z17, the number 17, ZHE Studios. Peep them folks, man. I don't think they've worked on a lot. And they're part of this sort of umbrella of studios that I can't remember the name of. But look them up. I see great things in the future. You know what? There's this fucking phrase going around right now that I don't like. Quiet quitting. Everybody's talking about quiet quitting. And it seems like quiet quitting is just a result of the pandemic, really. But I fucking hate that phrase, and I hate the concept. Because it feels like something that some fucking jackass HR director came up with to force people back into an office. And to let people go for working from home, and to disincentivize people to work from home. This quiet quitting shit is bullshit. Because motherfuckers was loud quitting long before quiet quitting was even a thing. Motherfuckers was quitting right in your face, right in the office. And you didn't do shit. So I call bullshit on quiet quitting and your fucking scam ploy, fucking propaganda bullshit to try to force people back into traditional work, which doesn't work anymore and makes absolutely no fucking sense anymore. So go fuck yourself with quiet quitting. Because the motherfuckers who gonna get shit done, you ain't gonna talk shit about them when they work from home and when they're working remote. Because they just get shit done. And the motherfuckers who wasn't getting shit done before the pandemic. So don't come with that shit, you bitch. Make these haters sick every day. Yeah, I feel like I want to talk about this. Like, this is kind of a serious-ish moment. That shooting in Colorado, you know what I mean? Shootings are everywhere in America. It's almost like people are numb to it at this point. It's fucking crazy how much it happens here. I don't know why everybody still thinks guns are like this great thing and everybody should have guns and shit. But anyway, that Club Q shooting in Colorado, very sad. It's fucked up. Tragedy, you know what I mean? Anytime shit like that happens, it sucks. But I wanted to just give it up to the gangster ass motherfuckers who beat the fuck out of that person. It's just, you know what I mean? Took that motherfucker's gun, fucked him up, kept it moving. You know what I mean? That shit, that shit must have been funny as fuck to watch. I mean, if you caught it, this motherfucker coming in, yeah, you know, I'm a badass. I'm gonna fuck all these people up. And then some real motherfuckers come on, I mean, just light your ass up. We need more people like that around, man. We need good people who know how to hold shit down, know how to defend themselves, know how to fight, so that these motherfuckers who feel that the world is soft and they can just roll over on people could get fucked up and learn something or die. If you really want to go that route, you want to start killing people, yeah, maybe you should die. You know what I mean? So yeah, respect. I think one of them was like military or ex-military or something like that, which is cool, man. Teach your kids how to fight, man. Just for their own protection, man. They know how to be badasses, but they should know how to put somebody in a fucking choke. You don't have to be a bad person to know how to fight. I'm gonna teach my fucking kid. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Especially out here, playing with this shit. No. Now you send your kid to school. I mean, yo, you all right? Parenting moment. All the parents out there. You ever get this weird feeling that when you put your kid into daycare and into the school system, that you're preparing them for prison? You ever get that vibe? Like, go to the school. Like, I went to my son's school. And it's a daycare. But, like, the whole thing is surrounded in a fence for obvious reasons, right? Like, you know, the kid's running off into the street or some shit. But the whole thing's surrounded in a fence, like a prison. High-ass fences. These kids can't jump that high. I don't know what we protecting them from. Hawks and shit, like buzzards, you know what I mean? Cougars gonna come, like... And like they're all they go into these rooms with all like glass so you could see in as a parent and shit, but they're like little prison cells for all these kids. And they march the kids in and out, which you have to do. I get it. You know, marching out to the playground. All right, hands on the wall, everybody. Open the door. All right, march out. Wait here in the hallway until teacher whatever opens the next door, and then y'all could go out into the playground. It's like, yo, it's like we go into the yard right now. It weirds me the fuck out. And then you're outside and you're still kind of like in the yard, quote unquote. You know what I mean? They got sniper towers all over the place and high ass fences while you're rumbling around in the wood chips and shit. Like, it weirds me out, man. It's like you're like preparing your kid for like this type of, like, makes it normal. Like, living in a cage is normal. When you go to school, you're in a little cage. It fucks with me, man. It fucks with me. Maybe I should just move out to somewhere where like school is like motherfucker in a field. You know what I mean? They're teaching people how to, I don't know, plant corn or some shit. I don't know. Something different, man. It's weird how schools feel like prisons. I don't like it. Anyway, but yeah, I was thinking like with this shooting, unfortunate shooting, I wonder if there are ways that games can teach people how to react in active shooter situations. Like, and I know that's a bummer because we shouldn't have to teach that to people, but it's gonna happen. So we might as well teach people how to act right and kids how to act right and shit. And I know that they teach that in schools now, right? Like there's active shooter drills and shit. I know they do it in offices, but I think they do it in schools too. So imagine if a video game could teach you, things to look for, how to duck out, how to spot a motherfucker with a pistol, with a gun who move in shady. You know what I mean? Make people a little bit wiser. Like, just like how games could teach you how to become basically a school shooter. Like, all the weapon names, how to reload shit. The animations are mad fucking crisp. You ain't missing a beat. You know what I mean? It's a training simulator. All them Call of Duties and shit is basically a training simulator. It's okay for the most part because it's the U.S. Army usually in those video games. And the U.S. Army obviously wants to get more soldiers and more people involved in their fucking thing. So it serves that industry, these games. But like games should also serve humanity, right? So what if we just taught people how to like identify a whacked out shooter? When you're in a room and some wild shit is going on, what do you look for? How do you defend yourself? What do you grab? You know what I mean? Like, not just hide in a corner. You know what I mean? Here's what you do. Get behind the door. When that motherfucker comes, just slam that shit into his hands or something. You know what I mean? You and your friend gang up. Send that dude, you can make it a strategy game. Send your boy over there. I don't know. I might be out of pocket. I might be out of pocket.
Yeah.
But it's an idea.
A bad one.
Yes, well, this is Greasy Says, everyone. Welcome back. And we'll pick a key, jump into the episode. Remember, you could always hit me up on social media under Greasy Says on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And under M-Cue, M-Cue on Spotify, Bandcamp, Soundcloud, all that stuff. Get my streams up. I appreciate it. See some people buying records out there. I'm like, yeah, boy. Yeah, support Greasy however you can. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know. Also, you can reach out to me through email if you have questions you want to ask or articles you want to send me or shit you want me to talk about. That's Greasy Says, GreasySays. Of course, you know how to spell it because you're fucking listening to this, right? greasysays@gmail.com. Big surprise. Google. Running my life. It's not even fair. Where do you hide? I don't fucking know. But I'm trying to get by.
Today's key is...
You're moving kinda dumb. You're moving kinda stupid. Are you ever gonna do it?
Do it.
You're moving kinda dumb. You're moving kinda stupid. And you ever gonna do it?
Reflection.
I want to talk about standards. I don't want to get preachy, but I feel like standards have kind of taken a backseat in a lot of social culture. It's really easy to get by with no standards. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've always had high standards. Like the people I hang out with, I'm choosy about who I hang out with. I don't need to be everybody's fucking friend. I don't see no point to that. I realized that shit a long time ago when I was a kid. So even the motherfuckers I used to hang around with as a child were like up to a certain standard. You know what I mean? All right, you want to see how ridiculous my standards are? I'll tell you a little story. Back in the day, I must have been in early teens, 13 maybe. I used to have cats come back to the house to play a little Sega Genesis, maybe a little Super Nintendo. Street Fighter was the shit back then, so motherfuckers would come through and we all play Street Fighter for the afternoon. All right, first off, even as a youth, 13 years old, only certain motherfuckers was coming up in my house, right? I mean, you had to graduate from a class, you know what I mean? You had to go to night school to come in my house to play Street Fighter, all right? Just because of my standards, son. All right, if you ain't taking your shoes off, I could let that slide. But if I tell you to take your shoes off because we in my mama house, if I have to tell you take your shoes off more than once, that's it for you. That's it for you. But that's not the point. Point is, we hanging out back at the Yibs as youths, and I invite this one youth to join us. Because you seem cool, you seem nice enough, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give this guy a chance. Motherfucker rolled up in the house. We playing Street Fighter. He goes into the kitchen. I'm like, all right, whatever. Motherfucker might be getting some water or something like that. Motherfucker came back with an open banana, peeled banana, eating that shit. All right? We didn't grow, all right, let me give you a little more backstory. We didn't grow up paid. You know what I mean? We didn't have a lot of money. So this motherfucker coming and eating a banana in my face. Sure, it might be cool at his house, his middle class house, right? His upper middle class house where you could just grab bananas whenever you feel like it out of motherfucker house. Not in my house. Not in my house. That's my banana. That's my banana, son. Nobody just, you gotta ask for a banana before you just take it. I never invited that dude back to my house. I think I might have asked him to leave right then. I might have been like, oh, we taking graces with bananas now? Okay, you could go. You can leave. For real. So I don't fuck around with standards, all right? Like, I have my standards, and if you cross that line, that's it for you. So that's my fun little story about standards from back in the day. But I expect that from the company I keep. I expect that from people I work for and work with. I expect that a high standard. You know what I mean? And in game development, I expect respect. That's a standard for me, is I expect respect because I give respect. No matter how green you might be in the gaming industry, no matter how senior you might be in the gaming industry, I'm gonna give you the exact same level of respect every time. Because everybody deserves respect. Just because you are a fucking CEO don't mean you better than this fucking noob that just joined who's never worked on a game before. Like, y'all are the same. You might have more experience, but y'all get the same respect. That's my standard. And I expect that from my fellow devs, which is why coders piss me off so much. Because coders need to get spanked a little bit and learn a little bit more, have a little more respect for people who may not be as, I don't even want to say intellectual, but like educated in a very specific way. I've always found that coders look down on people who don't get code and who don't speak code. It's almost like they're a waste of their time if they don't speak their language, which to me is some elitist bullshit. So y'all can go fuck yourselves, you goddamn plumbers. I don't give a fuck about how many spanner wrenches you have, you bitch. I don't care about what a CVAR is, dog. Treat me like talk to me like you talking to your mama. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna take your banana, dog. I'll take that shit. Because you're not showing me any respect. Yeah, so that annoys me in game devs when people don't live up to a certain standard. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy. It's not a hard thing to do. I also expect to get paid well because I hold myself to a very high standard. I don't slack. I'm not wasting people's time. I'm not quote unquote quiet quitting, you fucking assholes. I'm not quiet quitting. I'm not doing that. I get shit done. I'm always on time. I'm always on schedule. I'm always respectful. I'm doing all these things because of my high standard. So I expect to be compensated for having such a high standard because if I have high standards, I influence the people around me to have higher standards, hopefully. So I'm elevating the standard of the entire studio, of the entire company, of the entire world. I deserve to get paid for that because it just seems Seems fair to me. So if you're an amazing developer and your standards are high as a developer, you should expect high standards from the people you work for, from the companies you work for. And that means how you get paid, how you get compensated. I'm preaching today, y'all. Get your kids in the room. I'm preaching today, okay? I expect more from companies in terms of standards as we move into the future, right? Working from home is a great example. Some businesses were just like, yeah, this makes sense. We're a fucking software company. Of course, people can work from any motherfucker can work from a park bench and get shit done. It don't matter where you are. Other motherfuckers like Google and like Twitter, I guess, because Elon decided to just be a jackass. I'll get into that in a second.
He actually won't, but it's fine.
That's holding your employees at a higher standard. You believe that your employees are going to get shit done even if you can't see them, if you can't trap them inside of an office. That's having higher standards. That's having trust. If you know your people are going to get shit done, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to see them. You don't need to keep tabs on them. And I'm curious about ways that we can keep raising that standard as companies out here. Like, you know, there's been a push for a lot more understanding about gender and fluidity and all that kind of stuff. That's a higher standard. That's like you're respecting the people who work for you and the ways they think and the ways things are changing. And you have to change with the world as a company or you're going to fucking fail. So it's actually serving the company, you as a company owner, in a better way because you're attracting talent that is evolving, that is growing, that is changing, that'll make your shit better. I've been talking a lot this episode. I feel like I've been going a mile a minute. I gotta drink some water. I'm gonna fucking dry up like a pretzel. Unfortunately, I work in America, okay? And I've lived here for a while. I consider myself an American. I consider myself on Team America. I'm trying to make America great in my own way, you know? With each step I take, I try to do the right thing, and hopefully that permeates outward to other Americans and people stop being dicks to each other. But unfortunately, America's standards just aren't that good. They're not great. They're good, but they're not great. We should try to fix it. Like the obsession with money in our culture and show off money, not real money, not wealth, not security for your children's future. Just flashy shit, money culture, young money culture. Super dumb, super wasteful, short term, a low standard. You're not thinking higher than right now. Bums me out all the fucking time, especially in the Black and brown communities. You see a lot of it. It's really dumb. It is now. White folks are getting just as stupid. So it's spreading, you know, but yeah, it makes no sense. The money culture in America makes no sense to me. And I think it's actually a really low standard. The like war game culture is another thing. Like I was just talking about how games train people to, come on. I'm not saying games make people kill people. They don't. If you're a psycho, you're going to go do that. But like, it's kind of like a manual though. You know what I mean? Call of Duty is a manual of how to, I mean, it's teaching you all of the things that you need to know about war and about war culture. The helicopter's name, how people are ranked, like in the army or in whatever military organization. Like rank is something that people just understand. People just get. More than motherfuckers could spell, they know that a lieutenant is higher than a fucking whatever, or a corporal is higher than a lieutenant. I don't even know this shit because I don't really fuck with none of that. But you know, that's embedded in people's minds a lot. Like the type of guns out there are like known. It's like common knowledge to people. Oh, that's a fucking Desert Eagle. Oh, that's an Uzi. Oh, that's a fucking AK-47. Oh, that's an AR-15 with the scope and the blah 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 blah. You know, extended fucking clip and all this bullshit. Like fucking cherry rose wood stocks and all this bullshit. You know, like it's ingrained. It's part of the lexicon. Is that right? The zeitgeist. Is that right? I don't know. But it's part of everything. It's woven into everything. But that's a standard for American culture. And it's unfortunate because it's fucking backwards. It's archaic as fuck. Like war, really? Are we still talking about war? We're still doing that? Okay. And then like one of the new things that really pisses me off is this snitching culture. Everybody's snitching on everybody, man. Like how we pull our phones out when bad shit is happening or when somebody's making an ass of themselves or making a mistake, and we just snitch on them. We fucking take videos and we snitch on them and we blow up their spot. You know what I mean? Like, really? Like, that's the wussiest shit I've ever heard. Motherfuckers get into a fight and you filming it, or motherfucker got shot and you filming it instead of trying to help people or trying to break that fight up or being like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Even trying to talk a fight down. It's real easy to talk a fight down. Motherfuckers don't have that much energy. But like, you'd rather just snitch on your fellow man like that? That's fucking sad, man. It's part of that punching down culture, right? It's like whoever doing worse than you, you're going to just double down on them. You're just going to pile on. Like film their pain, spread their pain. Ha, 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 ha. Fuck you. Have a great day. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up. So I'm saying, as developers, as people, and as Americans, we need to hold ourselves to higher standards. It's not hard to do. It doesn't make you like snooty or highfalutin. It doesn't do that to have high standards. You can still be a regular motherfucker and just have higher standards. You don't have to change too much about how you live or what your lifestyle is like to have high standards. You know what I mean? It's like I always thought that like the old school like cowboy white guy, right? That dude had standards. You know, he'd take his hat off when he come inside. He would say, "Good morning, ma'am. Good night, ma'am." He would, you know, not intrude. He'd try to help people out. That's just cool, man. And more people need to be like that. And in games, companies and people working at companies need to demand higher standards from the people you work for. You know what I mean? Crunch is a low standard. We should just get rid of crunch. Raise the standard for everybody. You know what I mean? Predatory fucking game design and monetization. That's a low standard. We need to get the fuck out of that and raise the bar, man. You know what I mean? Overpriced fucking collector's editions and DLCs and fucking content that is on the disc but locked. That's kind of low standards as well. We need to do better. Like releasing games that are buggy as fuck, like Cyberpunk came out because you're over budget and you just need to put the thing out there. You were at a low standard when you developed the game. You were at a low standard when you released the game, and you were held to a low standard by your fans, by your players. It's a slippery slope. So yeah, raise your standards today. That's what Greasy's saying today. Greasy says, have high standards.
Remember that
Thing. My wife just came up here and talked to me about flights and shit. Gonna take a trip. First time taking a trip with the kid. That should be, I don't know what. Is it gonna be great? A disaster? Interesting. I'll use interesting. It'll be educational. That's for damn sure. Anyway, remember standard definition? Speaking of standards, right? Standard def. What was that like? Is that 480p and under? Is that what that was? Hold on, let me see. Of course, I'm gonna get standard, the definition of standard. I'm so stupid. Standard def resolution. Yeah, so 480p and below is considered standard def. if you're young, even relatively young, you're probably like, what the fuck is standard def? Who cares? What is this fucking old fuckface talking about? Standard def, children, was what a lot of us played on for a long time, like from all the way from Nintendo and Atari all the way up to damn near what, PS2, right? I think so. It wasn't until the PS3 and the Xbox 360, is that right? Now I gotta do more searching. Was PlayStation 2 resolution? Let's see. Yeah, what? Yeah, oh, that's not true, because PlayStation 2 could do upscaled 1080i resolution, which is, I think the difference between I and P, they could be like 480i or 480p is like interlaced versus, shit, I don't remember. I just know I is interlaced. It doesn't matter. Who cares? What was I saying? Right. So standard def was what we played with on our old giant square TVs. That's what we played video games on. And yeah, it looked like somebody had smudged a bunch of Vaseline into your eyeballs. But that was what we was fucking with. That's what we had. Standard definition. And it was beautiful as far as we knew. You know what I mean? Like, we was living in paradise. Excite Bike couldn't look any better than it did. It's perfect. It's a work of art. What do you mean it could up-res Excite Bike? But yo, then the Xbox 360 came along. I remember the moment. I still had my standard def TV. I was still playing games on that shit. But then the Xbox 360 came out. And I went to work one day. I was already working in games when that shit came out. And I saw somebody was playing Gears of War in the office on a high def TV. And that shit broke it for me, dog. Like, it was so immediately apparent that I had to jump on HD. Like, I tried to resist maybe for like a week. And then I was like, no, I just can't. I played Dead Rising, which is a zombie game from back then. Dead Rising, the text, they had rendered the text in Dead Rising so small that it was only really readable on a high definition TV. If you put that shit on standard definition, you don't know what these motherfuckers are saying. You don't know what the story's about. You can't even read the HUD. You can't even read what the name of the weapon is. You can't see nothing. It's just like a blurry mess. I can't even believe they shipped that shit like that. Like, you know damn well that the rest of the people, most people out there, most consumers out there don't have a high definition TV at the time. They didn't have a high definition TV because those shits were mad expensive. Talking about when they had plasma TVs and shit. Really expensive. And you dare to release your game where it's pretty much only playable on a high definition TV. That was a big swing and miss on Capcom's part. It's totally sad. But like Xbox 360 broke standard def for me. Like, it ruined standard def. Like, I couldn't go back. And now I feel like that kind of kicked off the pixel race. It's like all we care about now is pixels. Like the resolution race almost. You know what I mean? Like, now it's all about 4K and 8K and 12K. It's the same thing as a FPS. You know what I mean? That was a big thing for many, many years. It's still a big thing for gamers. It's like, what are the FPS? The big thing was 30 to 60. If your game was 60 FPS, there was a noticeable difference. Like, you can feel the difference. You can clearly see the difference. But once you pass like 60 FPS, maybe 90, you can't even tell anymore. Like, you don't know that there's 144 frames per second on that screen. Most of the time, your monitor can't even refresh as fast as your frame rate number is telling you. That's the same thing with resolution. It's like, it's just a number on a box. It's just a number to make you feel proud of yourself, to make you feel like you got the hot shit. But you can't see all them extra pixels. You don't know the difference, man. Most people still have image smoothing on their TVs. Like, that's crazy to me. Shit look like it makes everything look like daytime TV drama. You know, when it feels like you're looking at the screen and it feels like all the characters on the screen are moving too smoothly. It's almost too real. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you feel cheap. That's image smoothing. Like, anyway, that's not the point. The point is, what is the point? What the fuck point am I trying to make? I'm trying to say that Xbox 360 ruined SD, standard definition. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that the HD race and the 4K race and all that shit is all about numbers, and it's not really about what you see. I call bullshit on people who are like, I can see the difference. Because I think I could probably bamboozle you by switching TVs when you was out of the room and you wouldn't even fucking know. So it's kind of ridiculous. It's a ridiculous race. But I get it. I used to buy graphics cards just because it would get a certain extra FPS over 60, and even though I couldn't see it, I was dumb like that too. So carry on. All right, we're coming down to the end of the episode, which means it's that time to just bring the pace down, bring the vibe down, and talk about a little bit
Medicate and Meditate.
All right, on this week of Medicate and Meditate, we're gonna do a little exercise. Class participation. What's 3 letters? 3 letters. An abbreviation of something that you like. Just 3 letters. Let me start. What 3 letters do you like?
PTO.
What 3 letters do you like?
WFH.
What 3 letters do you like?
SEX.
What 3 letters do you like?
GDC.
Your turn. What 3 letters do you like? Okay. What 3 letters do you like? What 3 letters do you like? Don't be shy. What 3 letters do you like?
Did you come up with any? I know it's hard in the moment, but just think about things. 3 letters that you can just say in your mind to make you feel better about everything.
Like SSD, or THC, or like CBD, or like NES. I don't know.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's hit the hills, let's wrap it up, let's wrap it up. Let's hit the road. Yes, ladies and germs, thank you for once again for joining me on another episode of Greasy Says. Second and last episode of season 2. Thanks for sticking with me. Woo! Don't forget to tell all your friends, all the other germs out there, all the greasy people out there, you potential greasy people, about Greasy Says. Send them a link to your favorite episode, send them clips that I post online, whatever. We're just trying to spread it around. If you like this show and you laughed and you had a good time, let me know on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook under the name Greasy Says, or hit me up on the Gmail account, greasysays@gmail.com. If you have any things you want to say to me personally, I'll read it. I do have a listener comment that I will bring to the next episode. It's just this episode went kind of long, but I'll talk about a listener comment next time. Yeah. Oh, and check out all of my music under M-CUE. That's M-Cue. That's on Spotify, Soundcloud, Bandcamp, all the streaming services. Go listen to my music if you want. If you like this beat right here, there's plenty more like it out there. under the name M-Cue. All right, y'all. I've had fun. This was a fun episode. I didn't realize it would go by so quick. Talked a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. Good, greasy people. Thanks for coming out. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Give me that feedback, please. And until next time. Oh, and tell me to go fuck myself if you want. And until next time, it's me, Greasy. And I'm checking out with the room key.
Laters!